Hello, fellow Nigerians. This is your friend and brother, Dr. Haruna Goro. I want to say thank you to everyone that has joined me in this broadcast. Please go ahead and share the broadcast with as many people as you can and also like it. By so doing, YouTube or Facebook will recommend it to more people. And if you have not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, why don't you please go ahead and do that? And if you're watching me on Facebook, go ahead and follow me. Maybe some of you have listened to some of the songs that I've written. I'm using the gift and the talents that God has given to me. Apart from speaking, apart from preaching, I also sing and I write. I write books and I write songs. The Nigerian situation needs for us to come from all angles to tackle it. Thank you very, very much. I want to talk about the Nigerian disease. Nigeria is truly not just sick, but it's in coma, if not dead, and will need a miracle of resurrection. I don't know about you. Some people have become numb to this Nigerian situation. They don't really mind what happens there. Any little thing that happens, they say, don't you know that is Nigeria? The situation has come to stay. And they tell you it's business as usual. And so no wonder these evil, wicked politicians, they know that this is the behavioral pattern of the people. They watch it. And then they say, okay, this is how we'll get them. This is how we'll get them. So this broadcast is about revealing what is the Nigerian disease, what is the Nigerian sickness that appears not to respond to any kind of medication. People pray, people bind, people lose, people complain and do every kind of thing. But it's like the Nigerian situation. Instead of things getting better, they only become worse. One regime after the other. People would think maybe the next regime is going to be better than the former one. We knew how things were during Jonathan's time. And then the coalition and the APC came together with the current so-called president, was among the people that went out to protest for the removal of Jonathan from being the president of Nigeria. They removed PDP. So APC came. And now we all thought with Buhari, it was going to be zero tolerance to corruption. But corruption was taken to another level. And we suffered for 8 years under his rule. Now he's gone. He handed over to who? Tinubu, who said, Emilokon, it's now my own turn. Is it turn to ease the pain of Nigerians? No. He said next level. He is taking it yet to another level. Do you know, as we speak right now, there are people that are working around the clock to ensure that they rig him back in 2027. To them, they don't care what happens to Nigeria. As long as they will keep looting and looting and looting, that is what they are here for. But you know, the sad part is that many Nigerians don't care. They will suffer and complain. All you just see the young people do, they're on social media talking and talking and talking. And then you see some other people by the newspaper stands and they complain. And when the media goes out to interview people on the street, they rant and they complain and speak all manner of high-sounding English. And at the end, what do we see? These same evil politicians continue, and they are already ganging up again. You can see what is happening with the by-election. They are preparing for 2027. Guess who is going to benefit? The wicked politicians. Who will still continue to suffer? You, the average Nigerian. That's why I said the Nigerian disease. I had decided I'm going to just write some of these things. I don't want to just talk without, being specific on some of the things I want to say. So what is the Nigerian disease? Only in Nigeria do people celebrate criminality. It is only in Nigeria that thieves are celebrated as celebrities. This is what is happening in Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria where the corrupt are elevated to positions of power, while the ones that are upright are given no chance. Only in Nigeria do we have billions of naira budgeted for health. And yet our leaders do not trust the health sector to look after them. And anytime they have any little pain, they fly abroad for medical checkup and medical treatment. Only in Nigeria do voters sell their future. They don't mind receiving 5,000 naira to sell their vote for politicians to come in and disenfranchise them and impoverish them for the next 4 years. Only in Nigeria do we see that. Only in Nigeria do we see election results sold to the highest bidder. The one that bribes INEC officials with the most amount of money will be the one that will be declared winner of that particular election. Only in Nigeria do we see judges who receive bribes from politicians to deliver unjust judgments to uphold elections that were clearly rigged by politicians. Only in Nigeria do we see the so-called lawmakers line up on airport tarmac just to see the departure of their president for holiday abroad using national treasury. They go for working holiday abroad, go for medical checkup abroad, go for shopping abroad. Only Nigerians will continue to smile while politicians put them into deep economic hardship. Only Nigerians will complain on social media and newspaper stands and never stand up to confront government on bad governance. Only Nigerians are foolish enough to believe that a leopard skin will change the moment you have the leopard among a sheepfold. That you can bring a lion to come and preside over the welfare of the sheep, and the lion will look after the sheep. Only in Nigeria do you see that. Only Nigerians keep voting in the same people that are responsible for their suffering, and they are hoping that one day, by some miracle from heaven, things will change for them. Only in Nigeria do you find bandits and terrorists having more sophisticated weapons than the national army. Only in Nigeria do you find one politician having more security details attached to him than the security that is sent to an entire local government. Only in Nigeria. Only Nigerians don't mind having somebody that has been convicted of drug trafficking rule them as president, and they still don't mind it. Only Nigerians keep doing the same thing, but they are praying and expecting a different result. Only Nigerians would rather have a thief and a robber rule over them than to have someone that is upright govern them. Only Nigerians will appoint someone who has been known for corruption, for looting and embezzling. They would rather prefer such a person to be their accountant or treasurer than to have someone that is upright and trustworthy manage their resources. Nigeria is where the dead govern the living, where the wicked rule over the righteous, where the government spends billions to upgrade the presidential villa clinic, but only trust foreign hospitals to check their blood pressure. Nigeria is where the politicians will say, let the poor breathe. And while they are saying, let the poor breathe, they are switching off the oxygen tanks. Nigeria is where doctors perform major operations using kerosene lanterns and candles. Nigeria is where the government is prepared to pay billions in offering ransom to bandits instead of fixing the security situation in the country. Nigeria is where there is a lot of talk with no action. Nigeria is where people are afraid to die, and yet they are dying daily. Nigeria is where preachers in the mosques and the churches attack and criticize politicians, but are afraid to confront them at their palaces the way Moses did to Pharaoh. Nigeria is where fools and lunatics have taken over the teaching of science, technology, and wisdom. Nigeria is where terrorists and bandits know the forests and the bush terrains more than the senators know which seat a senator should be speaking from. Nigeria is where one senator earns about 14 million monthly, while a medical doctor earns less than 300,000 per month. Nigeria is blessed with so many godly people. There are more prayer meetings in Nigeria than anywhere else. There are more Muslim fanatics in Nigeria than anywhere else on earth. And yet, what do we see in Nigeria daily is decadence, is corruption, is insecurity, is poverty, is disease, name it. Nigeria shouldn't be suffering what she's suffering right now. The reason is because of bad, evil, wicked leadership. And it is being enabled, is being empowered, is being allowed not by the politicians but by the citizens that are quiet, that are passive, that have become numb to suffering, that have come to accept suffering as a second nature. All they talk and talk and talk, but do nothing. They are afraid to rise up and demand change from their government. They watch these politicians steal election. They use INEC officials, bribe them, and make them to twist election results. All this is being done by Nigerians. Nigerians are the ones that have allowed politicians to do what they are doing to you. You are responsible for your suffering. Don't blame anybody. You are the one to blame. You have to take this nation back. If you continue to do what you've been doing, don't ever think that you will be delivered or you will be healed from the Nigerian disease. The disease of corruption, insecurity, evil, wickedness. See, where is Tinubu now? Is he not abroad again? Come and see those so-called lawmakers, those politicians that were lining up and waving at him, stolen money, embezzled money, and they are busy collecting more loan. And what are they trying to do? Remember, Tinubu taxed Lagos. Up till now, Lagosians are suffering under his taxation. Everything of Tinubu is revenue. For who? So they can loot some more, they can steal some more. And you are there saying, we will see change. Do you know a lot of people are just relaxed and saying a miracle will happen in 2027? If somebody knew how to buy his way when he was not incumbent, when he was still outside, how much more now that he's sitting as the current president, and you think he has not already made a plan on how he's going to buy off everyone? See what they are doing with the governors. See what they are doing with what they have just done with the by-election. Everything now, there is a ganging up against you Nigerians, and you are there hoping and praying and wishing that a miracle will happen. Which is your God dead? All these years he hasn't heard your prayer. You have prayed in the churches, you have prayed in the mosque, and your God can't hear you. I don't know which type of God you serve. That's why I have been saying, and many other people like me have been calling, only Nigerians can change themselves. We need immediate electoral reform. And the sign that they are going to rig, if they refuse, if the Senate refuses to sign this thing to law, to raise this matter and discuss it, Nigerians go out in mass. Go to the House of Rep, go to the Senate, and call on all the senators. They are there to represent us, not their own interest, not Tinubu. There must be electoral reform where election results must be transmitted right from where people vote and not take it to a coalition center. For who? We need to watch the result real time. After they spend billions on the transmission of results, then they turned off the IRF, and then they came and said, oh, there was a glitch. It's a lie. That same day, the one for House of Rep, the Senate, was being transmitted. When it came to presidential, they switched it off so that they can go and write the stolen result. Nigerians, you are thinking a miracle will happen in 2027. You are daydreaming. They have rigged 2027. And the only one to reverse it is not INEC, because INEC is part of the mess. The judiciary, part of the mess. They are all being bought and paid for up to 2027 and beyond. So don't think, oh, it will just happen if with the obedience go and do 1 million march. Do they care? No matter what the votes. Peter Obi was the winner, but didn't they make him number 3? And even Atiku, they just put him there. After the election, do you see Atiku? He disappears and then only comes back. Do you see Atiku saying much? Now he's just trying to work with the so-called ADC coalition because he's a perpetual loser, and then he comes to disrupt the whole game, then he disappears. But Nigerians, don't think it's just normal election that will bring this freedom. You need to stand, not only vote, stand to defend your vote, and any result that is taken beyond the polling station where you voted, and they are saying they want to go and cross-check the result. Meanwhile, we all saw it real time. It should be rejected. And if you sit down there and say, we will go to court, waste of time. We told Peter Obi, this idea of trusting the judiciary, you're wasting your time. It's not the year 2008 when you were governor. Things have changed. People are corrupt. They are heartless now. So Nigerians, get up and fight for yourself. Don't wait for any politician. It's a gang up against you. They don't really care what happens to you. Tinubu, any little thing, where does he go? Abroad. You, when you suffer, you are sick, where do you go? Central Hospital or any local quack hospital, and before you realize it, you are dead. You don't even know whether tomorrow you'll wake up and the kidnappers have kidnapped, and the little money you have to pay ransom. People can't even go to the farms because the terrorists have taken over. Fulani headsmen everywhere. They destroy and kill people. Villages are cleared, and everything is in a mess. And somebody is still telling me that there's no disease. Tinubu is going to nations abroad and lying to them that the economy has changed, taking us to next level, not top, but down level, suffering, pain. Akpabio and his group of gangs and robbers, they are there. They don't care about you. You are responsible for your future and the future of your children's children. Well, I don't want to make this broadcast too long. I want to say thank you for watching. Please do me a favor. Go ahead and share this broadcast with as many people as you can. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. If you're watching this on my Facebook, please go ahead and follow me if you have not already followed me. Thank you very much for being part of today's broadcast. I know it's been long. I did a broadcast, but I just felt today I should come up again and just say something and not just make it only musical. God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I remain your brother in the fight to see the birth of a new Nigeria, and it's still possible. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.